I do wrong, better give me the work. One like a jumper, I'm feeling like Dirk. My page are addy, they wanna come lurk. They only feel good if they post it on perks. Living my life and it comes with the perks. Knew I could fuck when she gave me the smirk, but it was so easy, it gave.
It was good. MarlonmadethatTV back with another video, and today I got Baddies Africa episode 18. You feel me? But before we jump into all that, make sure you like, comment, share, subscribe, and turn on post notification bells to be updated with all forms of new content. Now, for my notes that I got today, it starts off with the ladies getting on the van ready to go to the community, and they're gonna give back and do kind of like a charity event for the kids and people in that local Kenya community, which I thought was really dope. You know, even though the show is them turning up, fighting, drinking, Betty shot o'clock. So it was good to see like a side of them that was like more natural, more loving, more caring. I really did like this episode. So they split the girls into two groups because there's beef between the big three and the pretty three, so they don't want them fighting there, so they just split them up. So there's two vans. Rolly decides to go with the big three, LCK, Russian, and Choco. And I think Diamond and Scotty was with them, if I'm to assume. Yeah, Diamond and Scotty was with them. Yeah. So they go for like a look that's more natural. They're not trying to really be flashy, you know. They're trying to be as humble as possible, you feel me? So no lace fronts or none of that. Natalie pulls up to they pull up to the community first before the girls, and Natalie pulls up with Amber Rose and Tommy, feel me? Tommy finally arrives, Amber Rose finally arrives. Now Amber Rose, I'm not really excited for, but Tommy, you know, anytime Tommy pops up, is, you know, it's a good time, you know. So they're getting instructed and guided by Lemmy's sister around the community to, you know, just understand what's going on, like the culture and stuff like that. So they start to go around the village. They're going in like back doors, cuts, like different ways, like, feel me? And high key, I do miss Tommy as being a cast member, like full time. Like when she was on Baddies West, but it was just so funny. Like I wish she was like full time and not just like EPs and like popping up sometimes. So they get introduced to their tour guide, whose name is Bobby, and he introduces them to Paradise Community Center for the children. And I thought Bobby was out here fucking because he said he got 25 kids. So I was like, are they yours or are they? I was confused. Like, because when they asked him, they was like, oh, well, how many kids you got? And he said, oh, 25 and stuff. And I'm like, what? And then he explained that his mom used to run the Paradise community, but she transitioned. So he was taking over in her legacy, which I thought was really dope, you know. And the 25 kids, it wasn't his kids. He meant like the kids in the community that they watch over in that part. So Tommy said, yeah, she was like a group. She was like, oh, damn, they like together. Like, it's like a group home. You like, yeah, I used to live in a group home. I'm like, what? I mean, I know, like, you know, that's really sincere, but I'm just like, why would she say that? So Natalie starts talking to the kids and she's asking them like what they need and things like that. And she also tells them that she's investing money for the kids and backpacks and, you know, just all that stuff for their community. And I think that was some real shit. I think that's some real dope shit that a lot of people should do. We should give back. Like, if you're in a position where you're comfortable in your life, your reality, you know, your bills paid, you getting money, I feel like there's a way you should give back, whether it's to a community, a charity, or something. It's good to, you know, just look out for people. So the groups on the bus, they ended up pulling up. Dolly said it basically looks dirty because she was just like, oh, we walking through, it's all this dust and rats and stuff like that. So I'm thinking like Dolly not fucking with it. And I knew they were gonna like try to call her out, and people was like, oh, she's not being respectful and da-da-da. But it's like their conditions are different from what they experience in their reality. You feel what I'm saying? Like, they don't have to go through that. That shit was oh my gosh. So Diamond picks up one of the kids, you know, she just started dancing with them. You know, I thought that was dope. They had a song about Jesus. Now, y'all know I'm conscious. Y'all know I'm spiritual. I don't deal with all the religious. But, you know, I thought it was a nice gesture that the kids, you know, just sung to them and had that dance. I thought that was really nice. Choco makes the kid cry. Now, I don't know what she did. I don't know what was happening there. She was like, the kid just was crying again. Like, Choco, it's okay, like dancing and shit like that. Mind you, she picked him up and he's still crying. I don't know what she did. But they try to, you know, sing and dance to try to make him feel better. Lex and Summer start to crying after seeing the kids and just seeing their conditions and stuff. And I don't know, a genuine side of Summer popped out. Like, she just was like, man, I remember I had to like live in those type of conditions and stuff like that. So it's like sad to see them and they don't even know what's going on. They're just happy with what they have, and that's like a humbling experience. I'm like, Summer? Damn. Like, you know, but people get confused. Like, they think this reality TV shit is real life. Like, no. So they do a baddie giving back. Okay, they end up handing out backpacks to all the kids, you feel me? And they actually have something for them. They give them these custom necklaces just to show their appreciation for them coming and, you know, bearing gifts and spending time with them. So then the girl goes up to Cold Killer Diamond and Scotty, and she's like, "Oh, I'm turning 19." And they actually told Cold Killer talking about I remember my nasty 19. Like, what the fuck? Like, what? Like, she's not even here for all that. She just wanted to celebrate her birthday. Like, what the fuck? Like, she's like, "Yeah, I remember that." I'm like, "Oh, what the fuck?" Rolly gives her backpacks to the kids. A girl from one of the girls from the community took Rolly's group to their lunchroom to see like how they dine, where they read at, where they pray at, and you know, all that. So Dolly says that all those kids and everybody in the community are way more happier than them, and they have more things and resources and things like that, but they're happier with literally what they have, even if it's less. And she just like, that's so like humbling for her. Summer also, like I said, she gets emotional about just seeing them in that environment and reminding her of how she was growing up as a kid and, you know, being without and stuff like that. And I can relate, you know what I'm saying? I understand. Most people who grew up in, at least in America, like the trenches are just like what people consider poverty or something like that. Like, you deal with that, you know? Yeah, Africa, I feel like sometimes it can be worse because of conditions and lack of resources. But yeah, like for me, I understand where Summer was coming from, you know? It's very emotional. So Rolly ends up giving the grandma a lump sum of money on behalf of Zeus to help with their community. I'm talking about fat wad of African cash. We don't know how much it was because, you know, she put it in her hand. So then they're like, "Oh, God bless you," you know, praying to her and stuff like that. So that was really dope. I think that whole experience was just dope that they all did that. So then it cuts to the next day, and the pretty three sitting down, you know, rolling the goodie, you feel me? And Rolly and Scotty ended up popping up on them just to see what they, you know, was on. And Rolly says that she blames Scotty for the horse shit because she told Scotty not to bring her horse where she was at so that they didn't step in it. And Scotty was like, don't blame me, you feel me? That was Summer and Dolly, you feel me? Don't blame me for their actions. Which is true. But like, Scotty, you know, if you could have took your horse somewhere, I don't know, it still would have been up either way. But I don't know, she could have took the horse somewhere else. So now Scotty explains the situation and her problem with the big three, and that is giving Gross Sisters anytime they pop up on the scene. Like, everything could be fine, they could be having fun, being cool, but as soon as Lex, Summer, or Dolly come around, the energy just shifts, you feel what I'm saying? So they claim that Dolly was scared of Ivory and waited to leave to do what she did, because had Ivory been there, she wouldn't have did what she did. Now, I ain't gonna lie, like, I rock with Dolly. Like, you feel me? I still feel that way. I don't think Dolly is scared of Ivory. I do not think that, because they fought multiple times. She got out there, she's not ducking a fade. But I will say, it did give Scary, it did give a little picky choosy, because if you really felt that way about Kokilla or Fauna or whoever, why you ain't smack them when Ivory was here? And then it's like, if you're injured reserve, be injured reserve. Don't pick and choose when you injured reserve and when you not. You feel what I'm saying? Because even though I understand Ivory is a heavy hitter, like, she's not a Kokilla, a Fauna, she's not somebody you really gotta, like, they're not people you really have to prepare for a fade. But Ivory, like, you gotta have your best and be at your all, because she's gonna give it to you 110. So the big three, it cuts to a scene with the big three, Choco and Russian, talking about their community experience and things like that. So Dolly ends up mentioning like, hey, like, is it still, no, I think Choco, she was like, oh, it was either Dolly, Summer, or Choco, but they had said to Lex, like, oh, is it still up with Scotty, or is it like, you know, like, what is it? And she's just like, yeah, like, I still feel the way they ripped my wig and they were being disrespectful, like, and they tried to play me as if I was some crybaby, and that's not the case, you know? And I'm like, yeah, because Scotty, and a lot of people are defending Scotty and TV and stuff like that, but you gotta think, bro, they were provoking Lex. Like, they act like they don't want to fight, and they don't want those type of problems when it comes to physicality, but they're popping it out their mouth. You're talking shit about her, you're antagonizing her. You can't expect to antagonize and poke a bear and not expect that motherfucking bear to scratch your ass or kill you. You can't, I don't know, like, you can't expect that. So you have to kind of, you know, so yeah, Lex had every right to want to fight them, because when they ripped her, that was a $1,200 wig, and two, nobody wanted to really get in the field like that, and she called them out, like, if y'all really like that, get up out of there, you feel me? So then it cuts back to Fauna and Tavy talking shit to Lex. Oh, no. I had to fuck that. So when they were on the balcony, the big three, she mentioned that she saw them. I don't know if this was at the horse thing or this was after, but she said she saw Fauna and Tavy talking shit to her, to Lex. So she didn't know what that was about. So then Scotty said, it cuts back to Scotty and it says, she gave Lex a storyline. She gave her a reason to want to fight her by ripping her wig. So she hopes that Lex, handles whatever she needs to handle, which Scotty, you don't really want to fight Lex for real, but okay. So then Rolly brings up that she saw Natalie post up with Amber Rose and that she peeped that she was with Tommy. And that Tommy, last season she shot her with a BB gun and had tricks up her sleeve. But this season she got a trick up her sleeve. So she gonna want to see what Tommy gonna do and react to that. You know what I'm saying? Fauna says Tommy is crazy. Like, we don't know what she on, And Rolly says Tommy needs to worry about her and her only. I'm like, ooh, damn. So then... Oh, like I said, Summer and Dolly asked Lex if it's still up with Scotty. She said, yes, she needs that. And they need to stop ducking that fade. And they're close to the end of the season. They're close to the end of the season. So then it goes to Scotty, Fauna, TV, LCK, Marissa, and Diamond chilling in the pool. Like, they just having fun, swimming around, just whatever. So in the midst of all that, randomly, Diamond brings up and asks Tavy, what's up with Lex? Like, are you guys still beefing? Is it still up? And Tavy says it's still up between them and that she's not going to fight Lex on her birthday. She's going to have to wait to fight her. She's not going to sit there and, fight Lex. Like, she's going to have to wait for her birthday to be over. But she also says that Lex is very pissed because she beat Lex up 2 times already. And that she really wants to get her lick back. I don't know about that. And you saying you got your lick back, gang. I don't know about that. I don't think a lick back was had. Because every time you fought Lex, like, Lex looked fine after, like, the only point, like, Tavy really got off was on that bus. But that was the only time. After that, like, Lex was just whooping her. So I don't know about all that, man. You know what I mean? But it is whatever. So they start turning up, they shaking ass doing what they doing. And dun dun dun, the big three motherfucking come by the pool. So everybody mood change. Everybody get out the pool. Everybody get the fuck about the pool. They go into, like, the table, like, near, like, towards the end of the pool where the table's at. So Dolly says, LCK, what you doing down here with the ops? And then Dolly asks her, oh, you at the pool with these bitches? So as they go over there to LCK, BMSE ends up telling Lex that Tavy was talking about fighting her after her birthday and that she's not scared of Lex and all that. So then Lex says, no, you're gonna get it on your birthday. I got a surprise for you. You think I'm gonna wait until you say you in a fight? Are you bitches scared? Was T? Because Lex, like, I'm not about to wait for y'all telling me, oh, I'm gonna fight y'all on my time. I'm gonna fight you when I'm ready. Like, it be no different. Like, y'all gonna fight on your time or somebody gonna pop it off. It's just a matter of somebody popping it off for real. So Lex says to Scotty she needs to put that drink down because she knows Scotty gonna throw a drink and a kick. She ain't gonna throw no fish. She gonna throw a drink and a kick. So Dolly says, Scotty, why you always keep running? Lex keep coming around. You always gonna fucking run. And you just run. And Scotty like, what? I'm not. What are you talking about? I'm running. I just walked past her. So Scotty says she's gonna fight Lex when she feels like it. So Lex says, oh, okay. And she was like, you know what? I wanted you to say that because I'm gonna fight you when I feel like it. And then Lex proceeds to say, who are you bitches for me to wait to fight on your time? And stop playing victim, acting like you don't fight. If you don't fight, shut the fuck up then. And that's true. Like, Scotty claims that she's not a fighter. She doesn't want to take it there. But it's like you insert in your 2 cents in your comments. Everybody not gonna just sit and be calm while you say your perspective on a situation. Some people might just want to pop it off on you. You gotta know certain energy when it comes to people. So Scotty, and it's picky choosy. Like, I don't know, because if it was Summer, I felt like Scotty would have definitely fought right then and there. But because it's Lex, she don't really want those type problems. So yeah. So Dolly says Scotty keep ducking Lex, which is true. So Dolly kind of gets close to the water. Summer like like back up, and she was like, y'all know I don't play with water. I don't play with bitches in the water. I don't know how to swim. I'm like, damn. So then Tavy says she's done, and Lex said, leave then if you're done. They were by the pool, and Tavy got out the pool, and she was like, oh, I was done anyways. And she was like, okay, if you're done, then go bye. Like, you leaving. So Diamond wants them to stop bad. Like, she's just getting in between them, like, trying to calm it down, just trying to get them to stop going at it. And then all of a sudden, Diamond goes to choke him or she's trying to hear out Choco, but Diamond explains that she needs another round because she was in the bushes. And Choco's like, no, I'm done. Before 8 rounds, I'm done. Diamond said, how you gonna be done on the round I didn't like? Yeah, that's mad funny. That's mad funny. I ain't gonna lie. Like, how you gonna be done around I didn't like? Like, that's not cool. So then Diamond just starts to splash water on Choco. Like, she said, you cool off then, bitch. Like, if you feel that way, like, cool. But Diamond's still on hot about that shit. But I'm just like, man, Diamond, just let it go, yo. It's not that deep, for real. Choco said, I don't want to proceed. Stop. Who said that was somebody throwing water? I do not want to proceed. That is funny. So it creeps up, like Lex is like kind of creeping up on Scotty a little bit. So then they start splashing water on each other. Boom. Out of nowhere, Lex start to drop Scotty in the motherfucking water, hit her with a clean 2-piece, no sides, mow. So I'm like, what the fuck? I'm like, huh? What y'all got going on? So then Lex was able to get a hold of Scotty's wig. I'm like, damn. So she ends up trolling her a little bit. She twirling around and she threw it not fully off the balcony, and they're wilding because I didn't know that pool was like above. I thought the pool was like on a lower form, but it was like a high pool, so they was too close to the edge for me. Like, they're bugging. So Lex ends up throwing Scotty wig over the balcony. Diamond tries to stop Lex from that, but nah. So Lex comes back up in the water. Scotty turns around. No, Scotty didn't turn around. No, Scotty did turn around, but she turned the back of her head. So where Lex was coming up, she didn't face her. She just had her back of her head. So Lex, motherfucking, store minking Scotty in the back of her head. Boom, boom, hit her with a clean 2-piece. Now, you could clearly tell this scene was heavily edited. This was heavily audited. It was edited. You don't know exactly, like, the fight angles was just snippet. Like, you could tell that we didn't get the full scene of what happened. So Scotty turned around, and at first my review was that Scotty turned around and dropped Lex in the pool. So I'm like, damn, what the fuck? Oh, hell no. But when you play it in slow motion, Scotty didn't get that hit off. She just swung, and Lex being in the water or not, because you gotta think, imagine being, because Lex and Scotty are tall. So you know how you go in water, but your foot don't fully touch the ground, but it's like a little bit above the ground. So there's no stance. You can't stance in water. So Lex fell because of that. You feel me? So security goes to break it up. They slip and slide, and everybody, the 2 security guards slip and slide everywhere trying to get to her. So Diamond during the fight, funny as fuck, she's just like, stop, like, no, Lex, no, Scotty, no. Like, she's trying to stop it, but it just keeps going. So the big three eventually end up leaving the scene. You know, they just like, man, Scotty, you don't want us smoke, so they end up leaving. So then it cuts to the scene with Natalie pulling up to the house. And, you know, she greets all the girls. She's talking to them. You know, she said they have fun. It was a great experience, whatever, blah, blah, blah. So then Natalie explains to the girls about the community experience and just how everything was for them, you know. But then Natalie finally gets on some bullshit. Like, this shit was like, whoa, where has this Natalie been at? So she immediately, like, just, it went from like a calm, hey, like, you know, this about the community, blah, 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 to, yeah, so I'm like, whoa. So she calls out Marissa for complaining about her black eye. But she said it wasn't just Marissa. It was Marissa, Diamond, Fauna, Diamond, Tavy, and I think Cold Killer. So I don't know how she got this conversation. I don't know if it was like something she overheard, messages. I don't know how she heard this, but Natalie calls out Marissa for complaining about her black eye. And Natalie tells Marissa straight up, I don't give a fuck about your black eye. Like, we just went to this community yesterday and did something nice, and you talking about you don't want to be here? Look at all this. You feel what I'm saying? They was inside this resort. Like, I was like, oh my gosh, like, damn. So Tavy, Marissa, and Diamond wanted to go home, or Natalie claims. That's what Marissa said to her. K. Rican pulls up late in the scene because she was on the phone with her lawyer and stuff like that, which leads to next week of her going home or leaving for a little bit. So Tavy clears the air that she never said she wanted to go home. She just was upset about her black eye, and she didn't like the fact that she had to go out with a black eye, but she never said she wanted to go home. So Natalie starts popping it at Diamond like hard, like hard as fuck. She was like, you a 4th quarter asshole that just quit every time. I said, what the fuck? I'm like, who put Natalie on to this slang, my nigga? Like, what the hell going on? So she popping it. She told Diamond, shut the, she was like, shut the fuck up. I'm like, oh my god, like, yeah. Diamond was like, wait, hold on, what? Like, you could tell Diamond was gagged. I ain't gonna lie. You could tell she was like, what the fuck? Because Natalie doesn't normally like just pop it like that. But it's the reason why she was gagged because Natalie sent her an apology. So it makes sense now because Rolly and Natalie are heavily beefing online. But you know, reunion coming up. I think they film it in a couple weeks. So yeah. Diamond was so gagged. She was like, what the fuck? So then Natalie says, you know what? Since y'all don't want to be here, I got 2 replacements waiting to take y'all spot. Boom. Replacements, boom. Amber Rose and her niece, Latina, you know what I'm saying? They pop out. You feel me? Amber, you're an African queen from wherever. You're not serious. That shit threw me. Because in her confessional, she was like, something from her mom's side. So she's an African queen. I'm like, baby, you might, DNA-wise, yes. You might be mixed. You might be black. Like, but like on the outside, my nigga, bro, you Caucasian. I ain't gonna lie. But it's like, you know, I guess it's whatever. Like, you know, you a black queen. Hey, we got another Gretchen. So I don't know, Scotty, I don't know what Latina did to Scotty, but Scotty says Latina is there to finish Natalie's beef with DTB. Like, she doesn't understand what's her purpose. Amber, okay, but Latina, you know, it doesn't make no sense. Natalie says to the 2 replacements who would complain after the day that they had and look around at what they got. You know what I'm saying? And Diamond interjects and she says it's annoying dealing with all these people. They arguing from morning to sundown. They all want to fight. It's like you can't never get no quiet. And then it's like they're like, it's just a lot. And Diamond not wrong. Like, they don't get me wrong. We know what show this is. We know what they signed up for. And as fans that consume the product, we know what we signed up to watch. So it's like, I get it, but it can't be a lot dealing with people who just want to fight all day, argue all day, drink all day. That shit would just get annoying. So I don't think Diamond was wrong on that part. So Latina interjects herself and says, you know what? I'm here for your spot. I'm here to take your spot. And I'm not gonna lie, that's some big shoes to fill. Like, Diamond has been a fan favorite since Caribbean, and like, bro, like, I just don't see nobody really trying to take her spot like that. And then Diamond like, you can have it, babe. Like, fuck it, take my spot. I don't give a fuck about this. Because Diamond exposed, like, she said that when I slapped you in that reunion, I was praying y'all didn't call me. And guess what? Y'all called me right as soon as y'all about to start filming. Y'all called me up. I said, ooh. Because they knew Diamond, you feel me? Her fan base, like, her wave right now. But that shit crazy. So they rocking with it. So Latina ends up saying, you know, I'm taking your spot, bitch, shut up. So she ends up running up, throwing a drink on Diamond. Boom. Tries to run up, and DTB whipped her down. She done put her, listen, I don't know what Ivory done taught DTB. But bro, she got her fighting skills back, because she motherfucking took Latina where she ain't want to go. She had her on the ground, bop, 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 boom. And then you see next week, motherfucker, she got a whole like a whole bloody spot on her nose. I think like she got like a cut like on her nose type shit. So I'm like, damn, see, you came in thinking you was big dog taking a spot and got your ass. That's what you get. You should have came in, because you don't even know Natalie for real. I don't know if they know each other like that, but it's like you don't even know her to be taking fades and stuff like that. You should have just sat back, got to know everybody, and see if the fans and, you know, everybody fuck with you. You just came in going after DCB. It looked clout thirsty. It looked just wrong. So yeah, that's the end of the episode. We're gonna get into, you know, the tea next week, because it looked good. They dropped a London trailer of them being in London, so I think that shit's gonna be fire. And hey, if you stay to the end, make sure you like, comment, share, subscribe, turn on post notification buttons. We update with all forms of new content. I'm gonna see y'all next week. Yeah.